All right, guys, this is the properties of metals and nonmetals lab. I have 7 different substances up here. So this is substance A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We're going to do a series of tests on these unknown substances, and you're going to use some of that information to figure out if they're metals or nonmetals. We'll be doing some physical tests and some chemical tests as well. So the first one is we're just going to be looking at each one and looking at its appearance. So this is substance A. Let's see what it looks like. Record that in your data table. I'm going to then take substance A and check what happens when I try to crush it. So I'm going to put a couple little pieces of substance A here on the paper, and then I'll use a hammer and I'll tap it with the hammer. And you can see that A pretty easily broke into small pieces. It got crushed into kind of a fine powder. It was very brittle and it crumbled into small pieces. The other thing I want to test with this substance is its conductivity. So this is a conductivity tester. It tells if electricity can flow through this type of material. So I'm going to hold a little piece of substance A up there, and if this light turns on, which it is turning on, then it shows us that this material does conduct electricity. Electricity can flow through this material, get to the other side, and light the light bulb. So A does conduct electricity. We'll move on to B. So this is substance B. You can take a look at it and record some of your observations about what it looks like. Okay, so this is substance B. I'll take a couple pieces of substance B and hit them with the hammer. Still have some substance A stuck to it. All right, so I hit substance B with the hammer and it didn't break. It still looks pretty much the same. I will now do the conductivity test with substance B. So substance B, the conductivity test. So the light's turning on, showing us that electricity can pass through this material. So it does conduct electricity. This is material C. So this is C in your data table. You can record what it looks like. Just a closer look at what it is. We will do the test with the hammer. So I'll hit it with the hammer. It takes a little more force, but it does crumble and break into small pieces. We'll do the conductivity test with C. So this is C conducting electricity, and the light does turn on, so it is conducting electricity. Here is D. So this is substance D. You can check out its physical appearance and record what it looks like. I will do the test with the hammer. So here's our hammer, and we'll hit this substance with the hammer. You can see maybe a few small dents in it, but it didn't break. It didn't change too much. Maybe just got slightly flatter and a couple little dents in it, but it didn't crumble. It didn't get crushed. I'll check the conductivity of this one. And so that does conduct electricity. The lights are turning on. Substance E. So this is substance E. You can look at the appearance of substance E and record that in your data table, just what it looks like, substance E. And we'll do the crushing test with the hammer. So here's our hammer on substance E. Okay, so that breaks apart into a powder fairly easily without too much force. We'll now check the conductivity of substance E. So this is E. We'll get it in contact with the conductivity tester. And this one is not conducting electricity, so the light does not turn on with substance E. So electricity cannot pass through this material. This is substance F. So substance F, you can record the physical appearance of substance F. See what it looks like. And we will do the test with the hammer. So I'll hit this with the hammer again. So I can bend it, I can change its shape a little bit. You can dent it a little bit, but it doesn't crumble. It stays all as one piece, just maybe changes shape a little bit. In our conductivity test, with that same substance, substance F, does conduct electricity, the light's turning on. And then lastly, substance G. So this is substance G. You can record the physical appearance of substance G. And we will do our test with the hammer. So we'll hit that with the hammer. I got a little bit flatter, changed the shape slightly, but it's not breaking into smaller pieces. It's staying all as one piece, just getting slightly smaller. We'll do our conductivity with substance G, and substance G does conduct electricity as well. All right, let me get these out of the way. All right, this is continuing the lab. We have the same 7 substances, so labeled A through G, the same 7 substances that we had before. I put out new samples, they're just smaller, but you can see what they look like. And then I'm going to be doing 2 different tests with these small samples. First, I'm going to be adding copper chloride. So this blue liquid is copper chloride, and I'm going to be adding a bit of copper chloride to each sample, and we'll see if they react. So I'm leaving the first row, I'm leaving unchanged. So these have nothing added to them, so we can compare. And then everything in this row right here, I added a bit of copper chloride to, so we can see how that reacts. We'll let it sit for a minute. And then this last row, the bottom row closest to you, I'm going to add a little bit of acid. This is hydrochloric acid, so we'll add a little bit of hydrochloric acid to each one of these, and we'll see how they react. You can see B is reacting quite a bit with the hydrochloric acid already, pretty rapidly. All right, so take a look and record your observations. This row is just the control, just nothing happened. Then we've got the copper chloride, and then we've got the acid. And that should be all the information you need for the lab.